To the Cannock Court recordings, part 3 of 5. I'd just like to say, sometimes you make mistakes, and I make mistakes. I've been going through this now for about 2 years, so everything that I've gone is what I've learned while I've been going through it. And as you progress through something, you learn more and more. And I didn't know any of this 2 years ago. I've only learned what I'm learning, so I do make mistakes. And I've made mistakes today, I've made mistakes yesterday, and I'll be making mistakes tomorrow. We all make mistakes. The person who never made a mistake never made anything. I'd just like to say, I've made a mistake in here when I say the word abstainia. It's not abstainia, it's absentia. I was pronouncing it wrong, and for some reason I got abstainia mixed up with abstain. And anyway, that's just one of the mistakes I'd like to correct. And like I said, everybody makes mistakes, and I'm not an expert in anything that you hear that I've gone through. I'm just showing you what I've gone through and how I've gone through it. And I know the more you go through it, the more you've learnt. And I'm going to show you how bad these people treat you, and how little knowledge of the law they actually have of what they implement on you on a daily basis. And when you go through this, and you don't really realise what you're actually gone through. And the documents that I'm talking about here, which will be really important at the end, as you'll see, is what's gone on to bring this court case against me for something that I don't have on behalf of a bailiff company, which they keep calling gas company when it's not a gas company. It's a debt collection agency, Marston's Holdings. What they've done on behalf of SSE, it's that simple, and everybody's getting paid in all of this, and the only person who loses is you. So enjoy the rest of the recordings, and you'll see at the end, you'll see how bad it is. Thank you. Enjoy.
Hello, can I help you?
Is this Deborah Clay?
It is, yes.
So I wanted to speak to you about what's going on with my case, please.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to tell you any more than what my colleagues told you.
Well, I just want to make you aware of something, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
You do understand that I'm a human being, correct?
Of course.
You understand that you're aware of the human rights fair trial articles?
Yes.
So you're aware of them? Because, well, I'll just read them out to you. I have got a fair right trial under Article 10 and Article 6 to be heard by a competent, independent and impartial tribunal. That's a bit questionable. I've got a right to a public hearing. You're making sure that that's not happening. I've got a right to be heard in a reasonable time. That's not happened because you're meant to get back to me, and your staff member admitted that it should take 5 days. I've now been waiting 6 weeks, living in fear, behind doors, locked doors, because of your actions that you're responsible for on your watch. I've got a right to counsel, and I've got a right to interpretation. Them are my fair human rights, and you have breached them.
Well, all I can say is we are struggling to actually hear cases, obviously, due to the coronavirus and the footfall in buildings.
Yeah, I thought that's what you'd say. Okay, let's look at that logically then. Okay, just say you're struggling to hear cases. Well, I've got a case that your staff member just says courts don't bring cases against people, the police bring cases. Well, Stacey Bates has brought this case against me for an illegal bailiff company that's changed its name 8 times. It's an unscrupulous company for a criminal offence. So if only the police bring cases, how Stacey Bates brought a case against me with no paperwork, no statement of truth, no summary of the case, no nothing, against me in a criminal court for a civil issue, for a gas issue, under the 1954 Escape of Gas Act that I don't have. This property is all electric, and
Unfortunately, I'm not legally qualified
I'm not.
manager, so I can't comment on any of the things you just said to me.
No,
All I can do is say to you is that I actually have a direct conversation with legal every day. So I can speak to somebody tomorrow, sorry, it's Friday.
No, I don't think...
rather than an email, I can actually speak directly to somebody.
I don't think you understand.
If I can get an answer for you.
I don't think you understand. I'm just giving you a chance to explain yourself. I am making a complaint to my lawyer, and I know the complaint is going to get swept under the carpet, but I bring civil proceedings, and I hope for vicarious liability. You're responsible for what goes on in your office, and I've got evidence. I've got all these phone calls recorded, and I've got evidence that you've discriminated against me. I've got evidence that you've been breaching my human rights. I know I don't sue corporations or courts. It's a dead entity. They don't exist. I sue people, and at the minute, I'm trying to find out who's liable for causing me all this distress and harassment, and at the minute, it's laying completely at your door. And I'm not talking about hiding behind the courts and stuff, because I know this complaint is going to get nowhere that I'm at to the Ministry of Defence. I'm talking about a civil suit. No, I wanted to speak to the court manager. But somebody is responsible for doing all this to me. You've got a court case against me that's with legal, that's got no record on none of your systems, These cases have said they're not being heard, and I've got evidence of your Tricia saying that these cases are not being heard. Am I special or something?
No, we get lots of contested hearings that we aren't able to list at the moment.
Well, but am I special or something? Because if none of these cases are being heard, how has my case been processed?
Well, it hasn't been processed at the moment.
Well, so why am I sitting here in fear then, waiting for a case that you won't give me any information? You've got no case record, you've got no dates, you've got no nothing. Legal's meant to get back to me in 5 days, or back to you in 5 days. You just said you spoke to him every day. I've been sitting here in fear for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I speak to them every day, but I've not been aware of this issue until just now.
Well, it's on your system, innit? Well, to be fair, if you're the manager of the office, you get paid the big bucks, and that's why you have the late lunches. Surely you should know what goes on in your office, shouldn't you?
I'm not commenting on what you've just actually said to me, Mr.
No, you don't have to comment. I've got everything recorded. I mean, I'm making my complaint today. All I'm saying is I'm trying to find
Well, if you'd like to make a complaint, I suggest you put it in an email then.
No, I understand.
I can't assist you any further until I've spoken to somebody to find out when we can actually start hearing these proceedings. Yeah. That is all I can say to you.
I'm giving you fair warning is what I'm doing. So I was going to bring the civil case against the court manager because I believe they're responsible. This seems to be going on in your office, so the admin team. So you are responsible for everything that goes on in your office, correct?
No, I'm not responsible for everything that goes in the office.
Who's responsible then, please?
Various different people, depending on the type of work.
Well, what's going on here? I'm holding you responsible for it. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying I'm looking for somebody to blame me. I'm bringing a civil case against Stacey Birtwistle. You won't provide me. How's this court case been brought about?
It isn't even a court case yet, is it?
Well, it is a court case because I've got paperwork saying it's a court case. I'm waiting for the court date, aren't I? And a court case reference, and I haven't had none of these things.
Well, it's not a court case yet then, is it, if you haven't had a date?
Well, I don't know what it is because you haven't gave me any kind of
But
information.
I don't know what it is at the moment because I haven't had a chance to look at it in detail and actually make some inquiries about it.
Well, I'll give you a chance, and what I'll do is, when would you? I mean, I'm making the complaint tomorrow, but like I said, I'm bringing a civil case against either you or the court manager.
Yeah.
And you might laugh this off and joke and laugh about it when you go, but you won't be laughing about it in about 6 months.
I'm not laughing about it now, am I?
What you've caused me a lot of distress. I'm sitting here living in fear because you're not playing by the rules. You're breaching my human rights. You're discriminating against me, and that's completely going to be at your door. I'm just giving.
But if you'd like to give me a call back on Friday after 10 o'clock in the morning,
yes,
and I will have a conversation with a member of our legal team and see if I can get you an answer, Mr.
Okay, well, what I'll do, to be fair, I'm not being obnoxious or horrible. I've just been through the process with this.
But you already have been by some of the comments that you've made.
What comments have I made?
The books that I get paid and the lunches that I take.
But you did have, you had a lunch at 2:30 in the afternoon. That's quite a long lunch, isn't it? You do get paid.
Don't go till 2:10, it's not, no.
It wasn't. I was on the phone at 2:10. Oh no, you was back till 2:10. I thought. Oh no, I thought it.
I'll speak to you on Friday. Either I can call you back, or you can call and ask me again.
Yeah, well, I'll call. Or I'd like to speak to you because you're responsible.
No, that's fine. Yes, I mean I've got your phone number in front of me. I can call you back.
Yeah,
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, all I want to do is, like I said, I'm going to log my complaint tomorrow, and I'm bringing this.
Yeah, that's fine. Shall I call you back on this number that I've got on my phone?
No, I'll ring you. Give me a time and I'll ring you.
You ring me at 10 o'clock then.
10 on Friday.
And it's 01785.
Yeah. 01785, yeah.
218.
218.
102.
102. May I ask you a question before you...
Yes, certainly.
Is there going to be any kind of warrant action against me before we resolve this?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Let me just read the correspondence. Just bear with me.
Hello.
Sorry to keep you, yeah. But nothing is actually going to happen until such times as this contested hearing is listed.
And you've got that on your system, have you?
Yes, I have, yes.
Well, according to your last staff member, there's nothing on the system about me, so have you put something on the system when there's no log?
There's nothing on our system because we only have criminal cases on our system.
Well, this is a criminal case.
Correspondence from the gas company that are actually asking us to list this for a contested hearing.
A gas company? What gas company, please?
Engaged Services.
Engaged Services is not a gas company,
it's a bailiff company. Sorry, I thought that I've been misinformed. So,
it's a bailiff company which is owned by Marston's.
Correspondence asking us to list it for a contested hearing.
Okay, can I have those?
Such times as this is listed, then nothing will happen.
So can you please email to me what you've just said there, please? Or should I send you a subject access request? And can we sort that out?
Send you an email, sorry, to what I've just said.
Well, what it is I asked for the email of what correspondence has brought this case about, and I was sent yesterday by Tricia my own document that I was forced to fill in under duress by SSE.
Oh, right. No, this is the document I'm referring to.
Well, I haven't got all that document. I've only got half of it, and
right.
you are familiar with the word full disclosure.
No, this is all we've got then.
Well, I want everything that you've got. No, I'm either going to, if you want to email me and do it easily way and send it to me, what you've just read out to me, how it's been brought about. I'm just trying to ascertain how this case has been brought about, you see. And I'm like I said, I haven't really got anything against you. I've got something against the way I've been treated, and I'm looking for somebody to blame. And if you was in my position, you'd be doing the same thing. I don't mean to be rude to you or anything like that, but I'm at the end of my tether, and it seems that there's only two outcomes in this. Either you lot are incompetent or you're complicit, and I'm not sure which one it is. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but it looks, you don't strike me as a moron. Do you know what I mean? You strike me as somebody very clever. And when I'm related to your pay wage, you get paid higher because you're more intelligent. That wasn't an insult. That was a compliment. Just to let you know.
Okay, so if you just leave it with me till Friday.
Well, before you go, can we just sort this out first, please? The sheet that you've got in front of you, right? I'm looking to.
All I've got in front of me is correspondence that you've actually sent in.
Yeah. Well, how's the case been brought about then?
Well, we haven't got the case yet.
Well, how has it been listed for it then?
It isn't listed.
Well, you need. Well, it's simple to bring a case about, right? You need a statement of truth. You know that, don't you?
No, I don't know. Like I say, I'm not legally qualified. So no, I don't know that.
Well, you need a statement of truth. You have to have a summary. Surely you must know a summary of a case is. No.
I need to make some inquiries with a legally qualified person first, so I can establish exactly
but you've
what
been doing that for 6 weeks. This is the point I'm trying to make. 6 weeks this has been going on for. And I know it's not your fault, but all I'm saying is I want the paperwork that instigated this case. And if you're saying, so basically what you're saying, the only paperwork you've got to list this for a case is the paperwork that I filled in myself to instigate the case. So that means I'm both the claimant and the defendant at the same time. Well, that would be impossible.
We actually had an email from
Stacey Birtwistle
Services back in September, just requesting a local hearing.
Well, I want that email.
You want that email?
Yes, I want everything that you've got. I know I can
That's all I've got is that email from
that's what I want. I want
Cowley.
See what it is. Whoever's instigated that email has not put a statement of truth when they go in front. The trick here is to get me in court in my secret, so I can't contest none of this. Because you're putting me into a criminal court for a civil matter.
You would have to be there.
Not for this. Oh, listen, I don't know where you're getting your information from, but I'll get my source from a different thing. That's not the case. I'll send you a video if you want me to prove it to you. I've got a video right now that shows the guy outside the court when he's just won the case. 24 warrants were applied for, only one was contested. 23 warrants were passed, one wasn't. Would you like me to send you the video?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I thought as much. Because I'm saying, I don't know what path you take.
Can we have a conversation on Friday, Mr. when I found out some more information?
Well,
I can't help you any further.
Yeah, but well, you can. Can you send me that email, please?
Yeah, sure.
Please. Look, I'll
got your email address?
Yeah. It's it should be on the system on the.
Give me 2 seconds.
Well, it should be on the system on the log in front of you. That doesn't show up on the if I check it on the court register.
Well, what I've been sent. Oh, actually, yeah, I have got your email. Yeah.
Yeah, you have got it. Yeah. And so what the point is, I'm trying to make. You're trying to say a court case has been instigated by the document that I've filled in myself for a gas issue. That I see what it is, Deborah. I don't have any gas. This electric, it's all the property. I have attached my gas safety certificate to the form that I filled in. Now, if you'd like to explain to me, you can go into court under the 1954 Escape of Gas and Pipe Fittings, which is what Stacey Birchall is applying, which is to a property that has no gas. You can't do that. It's illegal, and this is what I'm trying to say. You've allowed an unscrupulous bailiff company that's changed its name 8 times since 2010 to do this, to submit false paperwork without checking it, and again, that's against your procedures and your rules. You can't do that. You have to verify these documents. You can't just accept what they're saying. And they're trying to take me into a secret court, which I believe you're complicit in, To pass this warrant, it's called in abstania. It's Latin, it means in my absence, and that's what you're trying to do.
What, me?
No, not you, but your office is obviously complicity, and so either you're to blame or the court manager. And like I said, I'm looking for somebody to blame. At the minute I'm blaming Stacey Bertwisson, I'm blaming you, because you won't let me speak to the court manager. I like to face my accusers, you see. So if you're the one who's responsible for all this being done to me, then you're the one that's liable. It's called vicarious liability. You mean you work in I'm sure somebody can explain it to you. But like I said, you can't do all this to me, especially when I've got mental health issues. It's like you don't care. Discrimination. You can't process my complaint. You can't process.
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
Every way I can, Mr.
Well, as I say, I'm looking for somebody to blame, and at the minute I'm blaming you or I'm blaming the court manager. Stacey, I've already logged a complaint against the bailiff company. They won't talk to me. They won't answer my emails. They won't answer the phone. I don't make no difference. I can still do it without them anyway. I've already instigated a civil case proceedings against Stacey Bertwisson. And as soon as I've made the complaint for it to be swept under the carpet, I'll be making the civil case against you. And I don't think you understand how serious this is. This is a human rights case. You have breached my human rights. You have breached the Fair Trial Human Rights, Article 10 and Article 6. You might want to write them down and have a look up, because that's what I'll be coming after you for.
Okay.
In a civil matter, and I don't mean that in a threatening way. It's because you won't let me speak to the court manager. So either they're responsible or you are.
Didn't even ask to speak to the court manager.
I've asked to speak to the court manager.
Haven't?
No, not with you. I have. I've got the phone.
Which is me at the moment.
I've got the phone call.
I'm the only manager that's in the building at the moment, so that's why you're speaking to me.
No, I'm speaking to you because even though you were the admin team, I know for a fact. Yesterday, and I've got all these phone calls are all recorded. All of them. I've got everything recorded, so you can't dispute it. I spoke to Tracy yesterday. Not Tracy. What's her name?
Patricia?
Tricia. I spoke to Tricia yesterday, and I said to her, I can't speak to the court manager. And she goes, my manager will be back. I said, no, not the admin manager, that is you. I said, the court manager. She went, no, she's not in today, which I know was complete bullshit. She wasn't in. I said, okay, then what's the court manager's name? And she was like, but didn't know. I had to go off the phone for 45 seconds. You don't even know who the court manager is, do you? She had to go off the phone for 45 seconds. So I know that court manager, though, and you keep fucking me off saying you can't talk to her. She doesn't even come in that office, does she?
She does, yes.
When?
I think what you're asking me is actually irrelevant, Miss Chris.
Well, not really.
What I'm saying to you now is, you call me back at 10 o'clock and I will try and give you some more information.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say to you now.
Okay.
Just put the phone down now and I'll speak to you on Friday.
It's okay, yeah, I'll see you. Bye.